Hey everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present a team update for AFL SuperCoach 2025. It's just me on the channel this time. Had a few guests and they've all been fantastic, but we'll talk about my side. And yeah, we'll discuss things. Before I get started, anyone, I really appreciate the 7 people that use my SDS 10 to get a 10% off your SuperCoach swordplay guide for a discount. And if you have, just let me know in the comment. Just let me know on Twitter at Stephen DW Smith, not showing me the full-on purchase and all that, but proof that you have used the SDS 10 discount and you'll be entering one of my leagues. So just make sure you do that because that was sort of the catch with using one of my codes. So let me know on Twitter. And yeah, look, thought I'd do a team update before round zero, and the side has changed a fair bit. So I'm pretty comfortable with how the team's sitting here, and let's discuss it. So. And make sure before we start, make sure you like and subscribe. And you can follow me on Twitter at Stephen DW Smith and also on TikTok at SDS_SuperCoach, where I'm posting daily content on SuperCoach on TikTok as well. So let's get into it. So for me, and I'm going Harry Sheezel at 63%. The the ownership, the um just I can't think of other stuff, but trust me, like I think it's just I find it so hard. I'm basing my side a lot more on value this season than ever, and it's just hard to pass up on Sheasel. It's 635K. He just looks he just looks better than ever, and yeah, he's got to be in the team for me. And even if he doesn't present value per se, he provides as an early captain option to start things off, and also just security around this poor backline due to poor premiums, poor rookies. I just need that security in the team. And if it was midfielder, it'd be a different story. But I think I just got to go Sheasel and no early buy as well. So a lot of boxes are ticked there. I've been pretty hot on Jaden Short and Matty Roberts throughout pre-season, and unfortunately they've made their name a bit more well known where the ownership's going up a bit on them, but that's all right. I've been hot on them from the get-go, and yeah, I'm very keen to have both in the side. What I expected to happen happened with Roberts, where Blakely is being more accountable, and Roberts sets up the play from defense to attack. So yeah, I'm very keen and happy to have Roberts. And then Jaden Short at 442K, no early buy. He's priced at 82, and the 4 seasons prior he did 95 plus. So yeah, it's obviously a dodgy pick, but at 442K he does present value, and that's how I'm seeing things. And then at D4, first time he's made it to my team is Harry Perryman. I sort of was intrigued by him, but never took it seriously until I saw the Richmond game, and yeah, and also the match sim where his role of pure CBAs is real. And I thought they'd use him more as a utility, but they're going to try to use him more as like a Josh Dunkley type of role. And I think that's what Collingwood are missing in their in their midfield. So it makes sense. And yeah, at 417K, that is such a good price for him. Then I know I've been very much against going 2 rookies in defense, but I've done it here. Just to fill in other spots in a specific line where I think Pryor and Leak will do for now, and then we'll reassess what's going on in that back line when the time comes. So I've got Pryor and Leak here. Not in love with having these blokes on field, but for now, I think we can roll with it. And certainly, when upgrade season hits, the back line will certainly have to be the first part of the ground addressed when it comes to upgrading. So we'll be banking on guys like maybe a Luke Ryan or a Zorko or Sinclair Houston. Obviously, all these type of guys that go down in price, and then we can snap them up. So we're just going to need to bank on a couple of slow starts here from some of these 500K guys, especially Sicily, who I've had in my side a fair bit. But I think I'd prefer. sorry, I do prefer these four and just players around the ground. So yeah, we'll see how Pryor and Leake and Bo Allen and Zach Reid go. Reid's easy to lock in for me. He'll be best 22 every single week. So that's fine. That comes with the injury risk. And then Bo Allen, yeah, I get it. It's not a very encouraging score, but I don't really know what else is out there. Like Travaglia's not going to play. It does seem like Bo Allen could be playing, so we'll see the team sheets at the end of the day, and hopefully he's not sub around one. But yeah, he seems like he'll be a very slow burn. Same as Zach Reid. And then we're just going to have to hope a bit of cash gen comes from Pry and Leak and as around as other areas of the ground. As we move into the midfield, because the back line's just after these four, it's just depressing to think about. We're going to go M1 Andy Brayshaw. So he's been on my side ever since the Hayden Young first hamstring injury, and then it's been delayed. And yeah, no, I can't touch that. So at 591K, I think he looked fantastic in pre-season. And I do think, for a guy that we know is just reliable at under 600K, I definitely wanted to start one of the Freo premiums, and Brayshaw I found to be the guy. First time entering my side since like December. Christian Petrarca, didn't he look fantastic yesterday against the Dockers? I thought he looked back to his best. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out at the end of the day. At 556K for a bloke that's had multiple years of being priced around mid 600s, I think I'm happy to take a punt on this. And there's so many value mid options to where we can move off him if it's not working out like the way we thought it would. So yeah, I'm happy to have Petrarca in the team. And then another player that I've been keeping my eye on over pre-season, but just couldn't quite find his way into the side, but I found a way for him with Connor Rosie at 529K. So um, I I think the value's there. I mean, what's he priced at? He's priced at 98. I think there's at least 10 points on what he at his absolute best. And especially with Zach Butters out to start the season, then I think we can have a crack at this at 529K. And worst comes to worst, we move off him at his buy if he's underperforming. And then Clayton Oliver and Adam Chera are pretty much straight locks for me. Chera's another one that did a little too well in preseason that I would have liked, but that's all right. Clayton Oliver we knew was a lock, looking uh, as fit as he was back in the day. And I don't think we're seeing 120 plus average out of Oliver, but I do think we're seeing potentially 105 to 110 range, and that's good enough, especially at that price. That's easy. So at 451K, he looks bloody good. And so does Chera. So all five of these are all guys that I've been, besides Petrarca with the rib injury, but I need to see a bit of clarity with the way he played. But especially these four, I've kept my eye on a fair bit over pre-season, and and all five of these absolutely delivered in the practice game. So yeah, I'm happy to have them, but it does come at a cost. And it was my way to fit Petrarca in. It had to be Will Day, who didn't exactly set the world alight in terms of the eye test in pre-season. So I reckon, you know what? I reckon the Sydney game for Will Day is a perfect read for us in terms of role. He might cop a minor tag or have a fair bit of pressure on him with James Rowbottom in the middle. Tough midfield opposition. If he can look good and go 90, sorry, probably 100 plus, then we reconsider. But for now, these five guys really stood out for me, and happy to have them in the team. But Will Day's sort of my love child, so I'm a bit sad about that. As we move into the three rookies that I have in the midfield on field, we have got Nathan O'Driscoll, who looks set for best 22 on the wing. It's like a new addition for Freo, so shout out to him. Elijah Sardis for the Bombers, who looks to be playing a full-time midfield role, which, I mean, that ticks a box, that's for sure. And then Levi Ashcroft, I've seen enough out of him in the practice games and match sims where I think he should be best 23, but I guess it does come at a sub risk. So, but yeah, I'm very happy with this midfield structure. I think a lot of good mid-rookie options where we want to try to get as many on field while combining with the value-based options in the midfield. And I'm very happy with this structure. And there's enough on the bench to where we can work with this. Angus Sheldrick, especially with the Callum Mills injury, his profile is built for Supercoach, so I really do like the look of him if he can get a crack in the middle. Mitch Nevitt, I suspect it's hard to trust Chris Scott, but I suspect he'll play more of a wing. Little bit of CBAs in there, but he does seem like he could be breaking out this season. And if this doesn't work out, I'll put in Murphy Reed. But I've gone Elijah Hewitt here at 122k. Just because of the lighter duties, we would have liked to have seen him, how he went in the practice game. Looked good in the match sim against the Tigers. So he's on the bench for now for me. And yeah, build his case to why he should be on field. As we move into the rucks, we've got Tom DeConning here. I keep repeating myself, but he's been he's been one of my first picked at December. So with the Pitanet news, I think at 547k, he's going to have a free solo ruck run for probably the first 5 weeks. And then Carlton might be going too well, where they just go, do we really need him? Do we really need Pitanet in the side? We know that DeConning is Carlton are a much better side when it's just Tom DeConning as the solo ruck. It just purely depends on whether Mackay and Curnow will be healthy to start with. So I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. And then I've brought back an old favourite, Matty Flynn at R2. No more Tim English. But as I said, and this has been my favourite duo for the Rucks over the pre-season, as we'll put Harry Boyd in there as well. This has been my favourite duo over pre-season, and we're sticking by it. It seems like Flynn should have the solo ruck role locked up. It was just a matter of whether he was actually going to stay healthy and actually get that number one ruck role. So, yeah, 261k. He looked pretty good against North Melbourne. So, I think for a bloke at 262k, I think a solo ruck role can deliver 80 plus, and he's priced at 60. So yeah, I think there's 20 points on this potential average for him. So yeah, just as a quick cash cow, that's how I view it. Then as we move into the forward line, gone pretty heavy here. Jason Horne-Francis at 537k. He's been in my side all pre-season. The only question for me for him to stay in the side was, do we have too many good options in the forward line? But I'd like to think I've got most of them covered here. We're going to put Isaac Rangan here at 521k. At 521k, I don't know. There's just the way he looked against Brisbane. He looks prime for a big season, and I got convinced. I got convinced on in that Brisbane game. So I am putting Rankin in. I think he's a guy where he can start extremely hot until he gets hurt, and you sort of want to jump on those good runs that he can have, and then we can reassess at a later time. Or he could stay healthy for the majority of the season. So we never know with that. Jack McRae, don't need to speak much about. 392k, full-time mid at the Saints. He's priced at 72. I think he can do 25 on that average. So I don't think he'll be a world beater, but I think he'll look extremely solid. Still going with Bailey Smith. I know there's some skepticism about him, but a 389k. I think he'll start slow, but then build his way into the season. And I think this is a guy that we can hold to until the bye. I think there could be a rest or two here and there with this pick, but I think he'll start slow and then build his way into the season and play more CBAs, more time on ground. I think there will be a bit of wing time in there as well, but I think that's enough at his price. Riley Sanders at 339k for the Dogs, with all the news of Bont Treloar missing to start the season. And then you've also got Richards, who's a test. If this pick doesn't work, we can flip to someone else, but I'm happy to take a swing at this. Like, if he can have that full-time mid role, he's got the numbers in the VFL, his draft year to back up what he's capable of. And at 339, I'm happy to pay that. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And then we got Caleb Daniel here for the Roos, who's the main kick out guy, main accumulator down back. We've seen that plays in the past in this North Melbourne role that can just deliver so good, like Zeeble, Hall, Sheasel, even to some extent McKercher. So yeah, Caleb Daniel, I'm happy to have in. Zach Fisher to some extent as well last season. So we know that the success with this North Melbourne kick in role, and Caleb Daniel has it this year. Can't fit my boy Joe Berry in, unfortunately. I need to see a little bit more in that Saints game, where there was a lot of traffic going Port Adelaide's way. I like the way he presents himself high up the ground, but yeah, I just think guys like Stone and Davidson, where you can save 20, 30K and have better roles, I think we go with that. I mean, Davidson just looked outstanding against Hawthorn. His his work rate is unbelievable. The volume of that is sensational. And then you got Connor Stone, who seems like early days could be playing this tall back role for the Giants as they have multiple players on suspension and some of their depth has gone. So this opens up the opportunity for Stone. Essendon wanted him, but Giants wanted him back. So I think they've got plans for Connor Stone there. He isn't going to set the world alight, but I think there's good enough of a role for this to work. And then we're going to go with, I'm still going to put Hugo Garcia in the side. I think he didn't set the world alight in that Port game, but that was just a bad day for the Saints. A lot of injuries. I still think he gets that mid-roll at 245K, still a full-time mid-roll from what it seems. Real spark plug midfielder that Saints desperately need in that midfield. So I'm happy to have him in. I think his intensity is great, so I think we'll see a lot of tackles, that sort of thing. So I'm actually very happy with the side. It just sucks that my boy Will Day and Joe Berry had to make way, unfortunately. But I do like the structure. The two rookies in defense is a bit oof, but I really wanted to fit some of these other value guys in. So yeah, look, that's going to be it from me. You may have noticed I've done this probably as quickly as I can because I do have a fan cast recording tonight, so I need to upload this and get going. But yeah, look, we'll set the emergencies and all that, and yeah, I like the way the team looks. We'll see how round zero change things. I want to do a pre-round zero watch list tomorrow, and I'm going to be scouting a couple of people to join with me for that. But yeah, here's the side. Let me know what you think. I'll answer all the questions and comments. Need to get back to them. There's been some videos over the past few days that I haven't answered. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think on the side. I don't mind it. There's a few dodgy parts, but for the most part, I do like where this is going. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate all the support, guys, as we move very close to round one. We've got 10 days to lock in our side. Ooh. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.